Hey everybody, welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today I want to talk real quickly on what it's like to drive your BMW in the snow. Now, it is interesting because most of the people I talk to when they find out I drive BMW, the first thing they say is, well, aren't those really bad in the snow? I'm not sure where that came from. I don't know if the E30 or maybe the 36 was bad in the snow, but I've owned multiple E46s and I've owned several 1 Series and we've owned multiple X3s, and I've had friends that have owned E90s and some of the 6 Series cars, and nobody's ever really had any issues. So I'm not sure where that necessarily came from, but so far my experience with BMW in the snow has been absolutely amazing. Now for the summer I run all seasons. I would have liked to do something a little bit more sporty, but we do get a lot of like cold rain around here, and because the snow is kind of off and on during spring and in the fall, which can actually catch you, in your all seasons. If you're driving around in the fall and you think you're okay and you get some snow, I'm not gonna have any issues. Now, the one thing I do wanna say is I do run winter tires on this. You don't have to run snow tires. If you run all seasons, you should be just fine. We've ran multiple cars with all season tires. I believe the X3 that we have, we run year round with the same all season tires. This is rear wheel drive. Again, I think that might be why people think that it's not very good in the snow, but between the traction control system that this has and the winter tires I put on it, this car is actually better in the snow than my truck. Unfortunately today I can't actually take the car out in the all seasons. It's snowing right now. I would love to take this out and show everybody how it drives with the all seasons and then swap to the winter tires, but I actually have to go somewhere today. So I'm gonna switch them out right now, and then we can do some driving afterwards just to kind of show what it's like to do that. Now you're probably thinking, well, isn't it expensive to run a set of summer wheels and tires and a set of winter wheels and tires? At first, yes, but if you take into consideration that most people around here run a set of summer / all seasons during the summer and a set of winter tires during the winter, it really doesn't get that expensive, because if you have the same set of wheels and you're going back and forth between your summer and your winter tires, you have to pay every spring and every fall to change your tires back and forth. So I have found the best way to do this is to actually take the wheels that came on the car and put your winter tires on those, because most people change out their wheels on their cars. Obviously these aren't the original wheels of this car. These are an E92 M3 styled wheel, but most people do end up changing the wheels on their car. That's one of the first changes that people do when they're starting to modify their cars, is they go and get different wheels and tires. So instead of selling the original wheels and tires, what I did was I took the original wheels and I put snow tires on them, and then I upgraded to these different wheels. Now, you're gonna look at the winter wheels that I've got now and go, hey, those aren't from this car. You're right, they're from a 330xi that I had a while back. That was a E46, and they're 17s. They're just a really good size. They don't look terrible on the car. They're obviously not my favorite, because I do like this style and I do like the 18s. I think this fits this car a lot better. But those XI wheels are pretty cheap to get your hands on. Even if you don't have a set of wheels that come on your car that you wanna use, buying a set of standard stock BMW wheels, going around on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, you can find a set of OEM BMW like 16s, 17s, as long as they fit on your car, for pretty cheap. A lot of people are trying to get rid of some of these stock wheels for anywhere between $300 to $400 a set. And that $300 or $400 sounds like a lot up front, but again, when you're spending anywhere between $60, $80 every fall and every spring to get your tires swapped back and forth, it starts to pay itself off. So again, my suggestion is if you live somewhere where it snows, the best thing to do with your BMW is to take the stock wheels and tires, or find a set of stock wheels, put some snow tires on them, put them away. You can see behind me these tire racks. Those aren't that expensive. That's probably the only downside, is storing them, but if you're gonna be doing winter tires anyways, you have to store them no matter what, so you're just storing the rim inside the tire year round. Those racks aren't that expensive. They're up out of the way. I don't even realize that they're in the garage most of the time. So take your stock ones, put some winter tires on it, then buy the ones you want, and then you can put your performance tires on those, and then you don't have to worry about it. You can actually just change your wheels in the spring and the fall. You can change it all in your garage. You don't need to go to a tire shop to get anything done. So I want to go over the difference between my all seasons and my winter tires real quick. Right off the bat, you can see that this is a lot deeper tread than the all seasons here. Now these all seasons are pretty new. They've only got a couple 100 miles on them. So this is basically brand new. And the other thing you can tell is that these are a lot stiffer. This is a lot softer. So in the cold, this stays soft. And in the cold, this would get really hard. Depending on the tires, like my track tires that are on my race car, if you were to drive those in the cold, they'd be like hard plastic almost. Not quite, but it wouldn't be anywhere near what you need. The other thing I want to go over real quick is the wear. So you can see these were on the back last year. These were on the front. These look basically brand new, and then you can see that these are worn down a little bit. But I'm going to be putting these on the back this year and these on the front, meaning that these will go on the back twice and these will go on the back twice. So this set of winter tires should last me like 4 years. So it looks like you should only have to do this every 4 years or so. And then obviously the less you drive on the pavement with this stuff, the less it wears down, because it is soft. So if you're driving on the asphalt, it can tear it up sooner. So as soon as the snow's gone, you want to take these off. But like I said, that's why I've got these all seasons, because if you take these off the first chance you get and it snows once or twice more, you're not going to kill yourself on these, versus if these were a strictly summer tire, you'd have a problem. So here's the winter tires on. Like I said, these are from a 330xi. I don't think they look terrible necessarily. They're obviously not my favorite fit and style, but the car will lower a little bit as it gets driven around because I jacked it up and put it back down. This is basically how my car looks during the winter. So I'm gonna get the other side done real quick and then we can go take it for a quick spin. This is actually the first time I've started up the car since I did the Mobil 1 oil change. And there you go. Mobil 1 does not ruin your BMW. There you go. It's a very snowy day today. So let's see how this thing does. Now, one quick thing, that light that you see on the dash there, nothing's really going on. It's just my TPMS sensor, because these tires, in fact, both of these tires and my summer tires don't have a TPMS sensor in them, because these were both set up for a different car that didn't have TPMS, so I didn't get it set up for this car, so that light's on all the time. It's kind of annoying, but it doesn't really mean anything. As long as I make sure that my tire pressure is correct, then I shouldn't have any issues.
So there is one thing I'm sure some people will point out, is not every road is going to look like this all the time. In fact, I had to go specifically out here to find one that was that had a bunch of snow on it, because all the main ones just turn into wet slush. And yeah, your all-season tires can easily do that. It's the fact that this will happen all over town at some point, a couple times a year. Whether it's 6 inches or 2 feet, eventually you're gonna wish you had some real winter tires. So we're gonna do a quick run down this street here. I don't wanna go too fast. This is a 35-mile-an-hour street. We're gonna start with our traction control completely on. Then I will turn it to its middle position, which means it's kind of more of a sporty, meaning that it will give a little bit of slip, but it won't let you completely lose your mind. And then we'll turn it all the way off. And again, I'll be able to show everybody how good this actually accelerates, and then I might do a braking or something to see how well this brakes in the snow. I'm gonna accelerate a little bit more sporty than I would normally, just to show how much traction it's getting, because obviously if you go super slow, most tires can do that. We're not in sport or anything like that, just drive. Now that run, it did get a little bit fussy at first, but once we started to go, it actually accelerated really quickly. So we're gonna hit the DTC, which stands for Dynamic Traction Control. We're gonna hit that button once, and then we're gonna do the same run up to about 30 some odd miles an hour. So with the Dynamic Traction Control in its middle position, it felt about the same. Now we're gonna shut it all the way off. And we're doing the same thing again. So with the traction control all the way off, I did have to do some corrective steering, but I was doing it with one hand. It wasn't like it was difficult to do. But for right now, I just wanted to show that's what it is like accelerating in a BMW rear-wheel drive with your traction control at different settings. There's about 3 inches of snow on the ground right now, and it's continuing to snow. So I wasn't doing this on dry pavement or wet pavement. This all has plenty of snow on it. I don't have any problems driving this car in the winter. In fact, I look forward to driving this car in the winter more than the other vehicles we own.
So there we have it. It is safe to drive BMWs in the snow. They do well in the snow. I actually want to stress this. This car is very fun in the snow. At no point do I ever really feel like I'm in trouble or it's not stopping fast enough. It really is enjoyable to be in when you're driving in the snow. So thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Help the channel out by subscribing and checking out the Patreon link in the description below. And until next video, we'll see everyone later.